Well, hello, my YouTube friends, all three of you. Anyhow, um, I'm here to review again, not again, but doing another review again of a different cologne, uh, Quorum. One of my favorites when it first came out, and it came out, I believe, in 1981. I was in school at the time, college, not a major university, but anyhow, still college. And anyhow, that's why I'm doing reviews now. But anyhow, no, it's Quorum, and I bought this because I first discovered it, like I say, in 1981, and it was really a beautiful smelling fragrance. I bought this at Macy's in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area at the time, and I just loved it. I wore it for years, actually throughout the entire decade of the 80s. It was that good. And so some friends of mine and I were talking about this one, and we kind of wanted to revisit this. See, I'm 62 right now, and so I'm kind of thinking, well, should I be doing this? I'm like, why the hell not? Don't take it so seriously. It's just cologne. I mean, we want to smell good, and something like this isn't that expensive these days. It was a lot more expensive when it was first launched. Anyhow, so I just want to try to be a bit more brief than I've been in my last videos of Bleu de Chanel and my Hermes Vetiver, Extreme Vetiver, and of my last one that I did, Hermes Devon, that a friend gave me in Fresno, Theodore Sophianides. Anyhow, but this one here I wanted to review, and to be honest, I've already opened the box, but I thought, well, let me review it for you for those that are not familiar with it. And it is a, well, let's see what it is. It's a rather large, I can show you the bottom of it, but it's just a tag from the seller. It is a Eau de Toilette natural spray, and it is 3.4 fluid ounces. And I just showered. And by the way, I'm doing a Zoom meeting later tonight. And I thought, well, now that I'm cleaned up and I've got a shirt on, a nicer one than a t-shirt, I thought, well, let me go ahead and, you know, do a quick video. Quick in my terms means about an hour. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do it that long. Anyhow, I wanted to say something, mention about showering. You know, when you wear colognes, what you want to do is not compete. I've learned this in my 62 years. You don't want to compete with your fragrance, i.e. not having laundered fabrics and all that in soap that's very highly scented. These Unstoppables and stop with Unstoppables and you know, the Downy sheets and fragrance soaps and all that. Then you jump in the shower, and what do? You go ahead and take more fragrance on before you spray your actual fragrance. No, you don't want to do that because it's just all competition. You're not getting a good read of what you're doing. I also, by the way, gotta say that I did a neti pot. It's that little genie-like pot, and I just cleared my sinuses. The joys of getting older, I tell you. Anyhow, you tilt your head, you leave it run out the nostril one way, and then you do it the other way, and leave it run out the other way. I use distilled water, kosher salt, put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds, stir that up till it's dissolved, and do each nostril twice over. It really helps. I'm not sponsoring this, or I'm not being sponsored by it. This is a soap in my shower, but this is the unscented, which you see right here, unscented soap. I use that kind of soap in the shower so that way I get really clean and I'm not competing with anything else. So, without further ado, let's get back to the cologne. And here it is, Quorum. And so I've been wearing a bit of it. You might see it's down a little bit here. And it takes me back to 1981 when I first started wearing it. However, it's not exactly the same. And I think most of these reformulations are not exactly the same, which for people younger than myself, you know, those most of you out there in the audience, but anyhow, that are in your 20s, 30s, even 40s, you go to sample these kind of colognes now that I had when I was in my 20s, first starting going out clubbing in San Francisco and all that. Well, let me tell you, they were a lot stronger than they are now. And they had a real punch. I mean, they packed a real punch. And, but you gotta realize too, back then a lot of people smoked. I did not, but I mean, a lot of people smoked and colognes were formulated to override a lot of other things. So these days they don't do that. And plus they weren't as politically correct, I guess, and environmentally correct with the chemicals. So there's all that to be said about it too. But moving on to the cologne, for being a reformulated version, I still think it hits pretty darn close to what it once was, for the most part. I enjoy it, and I'm one that got to buy it when it first was launched. I mean, I think the first week it was launched, and ever. And so, and even to this day, I'm enjoying this brand new bottle. Well, new as of a couple months ago. And yeah, I'll show you the bottom of it too, if you can make out what that says, because I certainly cannot. I might be upside down, so if it is, I'll flip it around. But I believe that it is, yeah, made in Spain. And the original one, I believe, was made in Spain. So, the spray, well, let's test it out. I mean, that's a nice mist. A lot of people critique, oh, that smells so good, by the way. See, I get kind of like almost a soapy smell at first, a quick shot of that, and then it gets, you know, piney smell, a little bit of a pine and woodsy, but you get floral mixed in there too. A medley of floral scents in there, but not like, oh my God, that smells like a rose bush, or that smells like jasmine or whatever. It's got a bit of funkiness to it, like a tobacco smell, and a heavier, and kind of like it was back then, but not as heavy, but still more of a well-rounded, deep smell, but you definitely get the florals that lift this up from being just like a kind of a manly, gutter manly smell and all that. It's got some musk in it too. It's very, I find it to be very sexy. And it, like all these colognes, especially these days that I'm noticing, yeah, I'll just spray this on, what the heck. It's for me anyhow. Well, I don't want to spray it on my new shirt though, because I have to, you know, well, use it again and all that, but it is really, I got to tell you, it's just really a nice cologne. And I mean, I paid, what was it? $14? $15, something like that? Or was it you, Theo, my friend Theo in Fresno, California, that bought this? I think it was you that bought this and sent it to me. Oh, I know, because I bought this for my friend Carlos. This is also one of my 50-year-long best friend in Central California as well. And I bought this for him for Christmas. Little does he know that I only paid about $14 or $15 for it. But it's well worth it. I mean, I'm enjoying it. I really am. I tried an older bottle and it went off. A lot of people tout, you know, try to find the vintage ones and all that. You know, I'm thinking you got to be really careful with that because you don't know where that has been. You don't know how it's been stored. Light, sunlight, extreme light, extreme heat, extreme cold, anything extreme, especially if it's not a spray top, can really go bad fast, in my experience. I mean, I'm one that, let me tell you, I've had colognes like you wouldn't believe. Just because I'm 62 now, I wasn't always 62. But I'm telling you that I've had from Monsieur Musk at the drugstore to Creed fragrances. I had a whole dresser full of Creed that I purchased in, Barney's New York sale in Santa Monica when I lived over there. And also in Nordstrom in Century City. Was it Century City? Somewhere in Los Angeles. And then a lot of them when I visited England for 3 weeks. Harrods department store. That's where I bought a lot of the Creed fragrances. This is about 22 years ago. Yeah, 22 years ago. And so I've had those. I have had, one I used to like by Chanel that I wore quite a bit back in the day when I wore this as well. More of a classy daytime fragrance was Chanel Pour Monsieur. That one was one of my favorites, as well as Chanel Antaeus. That one was for evening. That would, like, you walk through somewhere and people half an hour later knew that it was me walking through the, oh, John's here. Yeah, but he left a half an hour ago, but no, his fragrance is still here. But see, now I understand that it is not like that today for that same fragrance. So, so I just thought I'd share that with you. But anyhow, I think it's a great value. Not saying much on the, see now it's changed. It's softened up. It still has got punch and spice to it too as well. Very warm, I'd say very, just very manly, sexy, retro, winter, fall, winter, early spring, not a problem. And because it's today's formulation, I think you could wear this anytime. And, you know, people say, well, is it for younger men, older men? Well, I'm older now. I'm really enjoying it. I was very young when I bought it. I was about 22, 21, 22, when I bought it the first time around ever. So I'm here to tell you, it's still very enjoyable, at least to me. And it's kind of a powerhouse. And I don't think you'd be disappointed with it. And if you are, you know what? Too bad. No, I'm just kidding. No, what you could probably do is go ahead and place it on eBay up for sale and probably get your money back or even then some. I'm not kidding. So I haven't tried that myself yet for any of my colognes, but who knows, in the future I might. I've got Cremo fragrances that I really like. I've got all kinds right now. I mean, just all kinds. Probably we'll be getting more. See what retirement does to you when you have nothing to do? You're retired, 62, and you live by yourself. You have a black cat living with you. Yeah, be careful. Anyhow, and it does take up room. But have fun with it. Don't take cologne so seriously. I mean, these reviews are fun and all that, but I think some people get so wrapped up in the notes and all that. And I'm sorry, you know this as well as I, that you could have notes of 10 different colognes all laid out, all stating and indicating the same notes, the same attributes, and each one will smell different to you, every single one, yet they could have all the same notes. So this is a heavier, drier, not sweet, even though there's florals in it, cologne, and it's just one that I'd say it's worth trying. So with that, I'll bid you a fair adieu until the next video. As they say, click, like, subscribe, please. Let's just see how much fun I can have. Cheer up an old man. Okay, well then you have a nice evening. If it's evening when you're watching this, if it's morning, good morning. Don't drink too much coffee. And I'm on decaf too, but anyhow, have a good night and try this one out. I think you won't be, displeased. And also to let you know, apparently they sell this at local, stores all around the country. Ross, Marshall's, TJ Maxx, places like that. I know that I saw a bottle at Ross a couple of years back, not that long ago. So, but I'd say it's worth a shot. For the price, if you get it for anywhere from $14 to $17, somewhere there, you know what, you're doing fine. And it was considered a pretty classy high-end fragrance when it was first launched, as were a lot of the ones that are coming back again. So from the 80s and the 70s, well, I'm jumping into the 90s as well. All right, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.